I have guidelines to read before we hear the first case or the cases today. Welcome, everyone. This is a public hearing, and we are the Zoning Board of Adjustments for Putnam County, Florida. We operate under the authority of Articles 11 and 12 of the Land Development Code as amended. The primary responsibility of the board is to hear and decide appeals challenging final determinations made by the Planning and Development Services Department under the Land Development Code, and to hear and act upon requests for variances, special use permits, non-conforming use determinations, and administrative appeals under the Land Development Code. I know today we have, there's no variance, but we also have a special use permit. I'm not going to go through that because it's special use 2600003, and Mr. Baker, who is the senior planner, will be addressing this issue. We also have a non-conforming means a use of land, a structure or combination of land and structure that was lawfully prior to the adoption of this code or amendments thereto, but which fails to fall within the list of allowed uses in the applicable zoning district or overlay zoning under the code. The Zoning Board of Adjustment may expand a non-conforming use of land, add accessory uses of structures, and add area to a structure associated with a non-conforming use. The standards we use in deciding whether or not to grant a non-conforming use determination are listed in Section 45-817 of the Land Development Code. An administrative appeal occurs when any aggrieved person, office, or board or bureau of the county affected by any final administrative determination made by the department or other department working under the Board of County Commissioners that has been delegated final decision-making authority in the administration of this code may appeal the determination to the Zoning Board of Adjustment. If the final administrative determination is not otherwise reduced to writing and dated, any aggrieved person or county official may request that any final administrative determination, including an interpretation of the provisions of the Land Development Code, be reduced to writing and dated for purposes of taking an appeal pursuant to this section. This section shall not apply to final decisions of the Board of County Commissioners, the Planning Commissioner, the Zoning Board of Adjustment, or any other board formed and appointed under Article 11 of the Code. The standards we use in deciding whether to reverse, affirm, or modify administrative determination are listed in Section 45-1091 of the Land Development Code. Procedurally, we will call each case by name and number. A member of the staff will then briefly explain to us the nature of each request. We will then take any comments from the applicant or their representative, followed by any public comments concerning the request. Please direct all comments and statements to the board and not to other people in the audience. Before speaking, we will ask each person be recognized, come forward to the lectern, and identify his or herself by name and address. After all persons wishing to speak have been heard, we will entertain a motion from the board. This motion will be voted on by board members and become our final order. Any decision made by this board can be appealed to the circuit court. However, any appeal must be filed within 30 days after the Zoning Board of Adjustment has rendered the final order which is being appealed. Are there any questions? Before the first case is heard, all those wishing to speak today need to be, the notary needs to administer the oath. Let me just say that since there is an issue with special use permit 2600003, it is not pertinent to take any comments from the audience today. So Mr. Baker can explain what the issues are.
Would you like me to do that now, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
Would you like me to do that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For the record, Zachary Baker, Executive Director, Development Services. I have a statement prepared today to give a summary of special use permit case 26-000003. On April 15th, 2026, the Putnam County Zoning Board of Adjustment approved SUP 26-000003, approving a special use permit for a communications tower application submitted by Next Tower Development Group 2, LLC, on behalf of R13 Investments, LLC. This action initiated a 30-day appeal process. Thereafter, an appeal was filed with the circuit court. The resulting litigation was resolved through a settlement agreement executed on May 31st, 2026. Pursuant to that agreement, the special use permit was to be returned to the Zoning Board of Adjustment for further consideration, either through an amendment to the existing special use permit or through a variance request submitted in conjunction with the special use permit. Subsequent to that settlement, and shortly before this hearing, August 14th, 2026 to be specific, the applicant requested to formally withdraw the special use permit application, SUP 26-000003. The matter now before the board is to determine whether the April 15th, 2026 final order for SUP 26-000003 should be affirmed, amended, or revoked in order to assure compliance with the settlement agreement. Staff hereby recommend that this board revoke that special use permit as it has been withdrawn by the applicants.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Baker. All right, do we have any questions from the board? Okay, can we entertain a motion?
Madam Chairman, I move that we revoke special use permit 26-000003.
All right, Mr. West, your mic's not on.
Your mic's not on.
Mic's not on.
Your mic is not on. Sorry.
I'll start again. Madam Chairman, I move that we revoke special use permit 26-000003 as the permit has been withdrawn.
Second.
We have a motion and second to revoke special use permit 26-000003. Is there any further questions? If none, all of those in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All opposed? Motion carries 6-0. So that is the end of this application. Okay.
I have a
Anything-
question for Zach. Typically, at the end of that, we would state 30-day appeal process. That obviously goes out the window, correct? Just for the record?
That is correct. They withdrew. I mean, this is where it was a funky situation. The settlement agreement required the ZBOA take some other action, right? So we got it all ready to go. We re-advertised, we re-noticed it, all the things that are required for the public hearing. Prior to the public hearing, the applicant requested to withdraw the application. We affirmed that they wanted to withdraw. They did not want to pursue this tower site any further. However, that settlement agreement legally required us to bring it back in front of the board today, which is why we did not advertise that it was withdrawn. We didn't want to tell anybody that called or sent in letters of opposition that it was withdrawn, because the board did have to take an action today in the revocation of that permit.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, the next case on the agenda, unless these people, I'm sorry. What?
Just one end to talk.
Excuse me, what?
You're going to have the notary swear
Oh, I'm sorry.
in. And the people that are here
And the
for that
people,
case
okay,
don't
I
need
sort of got ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Okay. For the next cases, case NCD 26-000001 and case AA 26-000001, we need to have those people sworn in by the notary. Are those people, if you are going to speak in front of the podium today, please indicate by raising your hand if you are any of these two cases.
If they're here to speak for 003, they can go home.
Okay, Daniel August is the applicant, and then also Kevin and Nerissa Dean. If you wish to speak today, you need to be sworn in. Okay, if you guys are going, read that. I was so focused on that special use permit, I forgot to ask for to be sworn in. Okay, the next case on the agenda is a non-conforming determination, case 26-00001. Before we hear the staff report, let's do a ex parte communication and conflict of interest roll call. No, you need to say yes or no. There's no comment. No. Did you have an ex parte communication with anyone, or is this a conflict of interest for you? No. Okay, then your answer would be no. Okay.
No.
No.
Oh.
Ron West?
He's new at this, so he,
Nope, that works. Ron West?
No.
Linda Osborne?
no.
William Gahey?
No.
Hunter Winkleman?
No.
No.
Okay, staff report then.
All right, board. For the record, Ethan Thompson, presenting NCD 26-000001. This is a non-conforming use determination. The applicant is Daniel August. The property is located at 1121 South Palm Avenue. Parcel is approximately 0.81 acres. The zoning district is commercial 2. The future land use is commercial. The applicant's request is a non-conforming use determination to allow for the development of a residential garage in the commercial to retail zoning district. The property is located within flood zone X, which is not a special hazard flood area. There are no jurisdictional wetlands on the property per our maps. Some background on the case. Land Development Code Section 45-813B provides the right for property owners to seek a Class 1 nonconforming use determination. Nonconforming uses are defined as uses or structures that were lawful prior to the adoption of the Land Development Code, but failed to adhere to the current zoning and/or comprehensive plan regulations for a property. By default, nonconforming uses are designated Class 2, unless the Zoning Board of Adjustment determines that a Class 1 designation is more appropriate. Class 2 nonconformities are not compatible with the surrounding land use. Class 1 nonconformities could be compatible with the surrounding land uses, i.e. if it could be allowed in the zoning district through a special use permit. This applicant is requesting a Class 1 nonconforming use determination so they can build a garage on their property. It's Zone C2, future land use of commercial, and is currently developed with one single-family residence. The Class 1 nonconformity is typically a use or a structure that could be allowed on a parcel with a special use permit and would not negatively impact the area more than what is already there. Section 45-82C3 is the Commercial 2 regulatory section, and it allows for accessory dwelling units with a special use permit. The residential structure in this case would function kind of in a similar way. Staff does not anticipate that a residential garage would create any kind of negative impact in a residential area. The property appraiser records indicate the home was built around 1970, which would have been prior to the Florida Building Code and Putnam County's Land Development Code. Therefore, the use was legally established prior to the codes that make it non-conforming. Staff finds that the proposed intensification of a non-conforming use in the C2 zoning district meets the criteria for the issuance of a non-conforming use determination by the Zoning Board of Adjustment pursuant to the Land Development Code Section 45-813. As such, staff recommends approval of the request for a non-conforming use determination to intensify residential use in the C2 zoning district subject to the following conditions. This non-conforming use determination shall apply only to the proposed 30-foot by 50-foot garage. Any additional development shall be considered an intensification of the nonconformity and shall require amendments to both the zoning and future land use of the property. And all development on this property must adhere to the setback requirements of the property's zoning district. This is an aerial map. This is the zoning. The red there is a block of C2. The future land use, again, the red is commercial. Flood zone X, and no wetlands, so there's no wetlands map. Are there any questions for staff?
Any questions from Mr. Staff? Okay, before we proceed, let's do a site visit roll call, please.
Frank Marine,
Yes.
Ron West,
Yes.
Linda Osborne,
Yes.
Willie McGahee,
Yes.
Hunter Winkleman,
No.
Cole West.
No.
Okay, is the applicant Daniel August present? Would you like to come and address the board? If you have, come up forward to the podium. State your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Daniel August, and I live at 1121 South Palm, Palatka, Florida.
Okay. The reason I called you on, do you have anything to add to the staff report, or would you like to say anything as far as your application today?
I don't know what to say. I'm hoping on what you've got to say is,
Okay, speak into the mic, please, because you're difficult.
I don't know what else to say. I was just hoping that you rule in favor of me so I can, a place to put my vehicles.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. August? Okay, thank you, sir.
Well, I actually
you
have
have
a
a-
question, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry.
sir.
Just a point of curiosity. I noticed that the garage is located at the farthest point from your driveway. So I'm just curious as to why you would pick a location so far away from the house. And do you plan on doing any type of woodworking shop or anything like that inside of the, it's going to strictly be for vehicles?
Just for vehicles.
Uh-huh.
I have animals, dogs, 4, and they have free roam of the yard. I put a fence around it so they didn't bother anybody else, or they're safe in there. And the garage is in the back corner, out of the way. This is what I thought would be the best place to put it.
Okay, you have another entrance, I guess, to get back to the garage, or are you going to come in on the left side of your house to go back, or?
Right side of my house, there's a
Is where the driveway
12-foot
is?
gate.
Okay. And that allows you access to get all the way back to the garage then?
Yes, I stay
Okay.
to the right all the way to the back and then across the back to the garage.
Okay,
So it's not tearing up my lawn, or
right.
dogs do enough tearing up my lawn already, so.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious as to, it just seemed like the location was, again, like the farthest point from your drive, which is unusual. Usually people will align it with their driveway to make it easier to bring their vehicles in. So that was all. That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. August? Okay, thank you, sir. Is there anyone else in the audience wishing to come forward and speak in favor or opposition of this request? If none, then we'll close it to the public and open it up for board discussion and motion.
Madam Chair, I move we grant case number NCD 26-000001 as the applicant has demonstrated with competent substantial evidence the legality of the nonconformity addressed in the application as required under section 45-817 of the Land Development Code. I authorize the chair to sign the final order.
Second.
We have a second, and I have a motion and a second.
There was 2
A question.
conditions. Is that part of your motion?
Oh, the 2 conditions.
Can you pull that conditions page back up? So we can review that real quick.
Yeah, it would be, I'll pull it back up, but it would, the intensification and the designation are specific to the garage, and then he has to meet the zoning setbacks.
Yeah, there they are. Would that be part of your motion?
That would be part of my motion. I'll amend my motion to,
And your second? Yeah. Sorry, I'm taking your.
That's okay, that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the motion is to include the 2 conditions.
yes,
In
ma'am.
a second. Okay, any further discussion? All of those in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion carries 6-0. Just to let you know, there is a 30-day appeal process, so if there's any issues or concerns, please talk and work with staff. Thank you, and good luck in your endeavor. Okay, the next case on the agenda is Administrative Appeal 26-000001. Before we hear the case, we need to do a ex parte communication or conflict of interest roll call.
Frank Wright,
Here?
No.
No,
Oh, again, we're back to the
Yeah.
conflict. I apologize for that.
that's okay.
No conflict.
Ron Michael,
No.
Linda Osborne,
No.
Willie McGahee,
No.
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 Okay, I guess we're ready for staff.
All right. For the record, Ethan Thompson, presenting AA 26-000001. This is an appeal of Administrative Variance 26-000015, the decision by the Administrative Deviation Committee. The applicant is Kevin and Narissa Dean. They live at 207, or the subject property is 207 Lenore Avenue in Interlochen. The property is approximately 0.86 acres. The zoning district is residential 2. The future land use is agriculture. This is an appeal of an administrative determination denying a reduction to the side setback a total of 5 2/10, 5.2 feet, from 10 feet to 4 8/10, or 4.8 feet. The property is located in FEMA Flood Zone X, which is not special hazard, and there are no jurisdictional wetlands. The background for the case: Land Development Code Section 45-836-13B gives property owners the right to apply for an administrative deviation for a reduction to the side setbacks of their property, provided that a minimum separation of 3 feet is maintained. At their meeting on May 19th, 2026, the ADC denied the applicants, Kevin and Narissa Dean, their requested variance, AB 2615. The stated hardship was that the prior owner of the property had built the pole barn without permits, and the applicant, Kevin Dean, was not aware of that fact. The applicant cannot permit the structure without a variance, as it is located within the 10-foot side setback of the zoning district. The ADC on the day was split 2-2 on whether the stated hardship was valid. It's normally a 5-body committee, but one member was absent from the meeting, and tie votes result in a denial of the motion. Therefore, the variance request was denied. Staff had found the request was in harmony with the goals and intent of the Land Development Code. This is just further discussion. Setback reductions are the most common form of variance that Putnam County grants, and the request would not violate that minimum 3-foot amount of separation that the ADC is allowed to grant through an administrative deviation. As stated previously, the vote by the ADC was split 2-2. They could not agree on whether the stated hardship was valid. The denial side felt it was not a reasonable hardship for a potential owner to not be aware of whether structures on a property are permitted, and the approval side felt this was an attempt by the applicant to come into compliance with applicable regulations once they discovered the property had unpermitted structures. 3 total, 2 have since been removed. If the applicant is unable to get a variance for this 24 by 34 foot pole barn, they will likely have to demolish it, as the applicant has stated the posts are cemented into the ground and that structure cannot be moved. Staff recommends that the Zoning Board of Adjustment overturn the decision by the ADC for case number AV 26-000015 and allow for a reduction to the side setback, a total of 5.2 feet, from 10 feet to 4.8 feet in the residential 2 zoning district, with the following conditions. The setback reduction will apply only to the 24 by 34 foot pole barn depicted on the site plan, and all building permits must be issued according to the location for the 24 by 34 foot pole barn, which is depicted on the site plan provided, and any requirements by Putnam County and the Florida Building Code within 90 days of the effective date of the final order being issued. This is an aerial of the property, the zoning, future land use, flood zone, and again, no wetlands, so there's no wetlands map. This is the site plan he provided depicting the structure on the property. Are there any questions for staff?
Any questions for staff?
I have a question. Can you go back to that site plan and kind of zoom, is there anything, you can't zoom on that? Okay, there we go. So to confirm where your cursor is, that is Lenore, correct? On towards the bottom of the page?
On the east side.
On the east side, okay.
West is Guy Avenue.
Okay,
and the structure depicted is that pole barn.
okay. All right, thank you.
Any other questions for staff? Before we proceed, let's do a site visit roll call, please.
Frank Murray,
Yes.
Ron West,
Yes.
Linda Osborne,
Yes.
Willie McGahee,
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Okay, the applicant is Kevin Dean. Is Mr. Dean here today? Would you like to come forward and address the board? Come to the podium, please, sir. For the record, please state your name and address.
Kevin Dean.
Speaking to the mic.
Kevin Dean. I live in Palm Coast, but my
Okay,
property
give
is
us your address,
207,
just currently where you're living.
7 Renshaw Place, Palm Coast, Florida.
Okay, thank you. Do you have anything else that you would like to add to staff
No,
report?
I just wanted to thank you guys for taking your time and helping me.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Dean? All right, thank you, sir. There's no one else in the audience today, so I will ask if there's anybody present who wishes to oppose or go in favor of this application. So no one is coming forward. Okay. At this time, anybody have any questions? Okay, so I guess we won't close it to the public and open it up for board motion and discussion.
Madam Chairman, I move we approve the appeal for case AA 26000001 as provided for under section 45-1091 of the Land Development Code, reversing the decision for case AV 26000015 with the two conditions recommended by staff and authorize the chair to sign the final order.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve an administrative appeal 26-000001. Any further discussion? If none, all of those in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand. Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. I guess there's still a 30-day appeal process still applies to this. So if there's any questions or issues, please work with staff, and good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, do we have any old business? Do we have any new business?
Got the minutes.
I'd like to welcome aboard Frank Murray. He's our new board member, so welcome aboard, and thank you for serving.
Thank you.
And the next thing on the agenda is the approval of minutes June 17th, 2026. Has everybody had a chance to read them? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve the minutes of June 17th, 2026. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Okay, I don't think there's anything else on the agenda today.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
So move.
Third,
All right.
fourth, and fifth.
Thank you.